Yes, okay. We are good. Alright, now let me get on Instagram. Need to get off the Art Alliance. There we go. Ugh. There we go. Did you see my post that I just put up?
On what?
On Facebook.
On your profile?
Yeah.
No.
Look at it quick. You inspired me.
Wow. Wait. No, that's a pin.
Huh?
Damn.
All right. Getting all this cutting done. Ugh. Okay. Let's start on Miss Mia's dress. Look at this dress. Isn't it just, oh, I love it. Look how sparkly it is. I swear all these prom dresses I'm doing I want to steal because they're just beautiful. You're praying to me. There's a look in your eyes. Just what I need. Alrighty. Okay, I think we're gonna start on the corset part. Get that done today, because it's my favorite part. Oh, did I put the video on? No. Ugh. always forget to put the second camera on. There we go. Okay. Oh, let me turn that off. There we go. See, now you can see what I'm doing. The dress is laying on the mouse. Okay, y'all can see. Sorry, Instagram. I can't set up the camera for Instagram to go dual camera. Yeah, I remember you. Wait, I think I responded to your message. Sorry if you messaged me back. I was going for a run, getting some errands run. Just taking the corset backing, or well, taking the zipper out, so that way I can turn this into a corset, which is my favorite thing to do. I think corsets are just so elegant looking. Cool. I'll reach out to you when we're done. I'm done for the day, and I usually respond to all my messages at the end of the day. Yes, for sure. Oh, it's so hot. I got warm, and then I was like, no, I don't. Or I got cool, and I was like, I think it'll be cold enough. It wasn't. This dress has 0 drafting. I'm gonna freeze my husband out. Move the camera up a little bit. See if y'all can see a little better. Okay, let's see here. There's a couple of tears in this fabric, and I want to make sure that I seal them up with this corset. Check right here on these stretched. This is a knit, so I need to make sure that what is stretched cannot be stretched more. And then there's a spot right here where the manufacturer tore it when it was being put together. So we're gonna take that down a bit more in the corset so that way it doesn't eat that up. And I'm gonna make sure that it doesn't spread while I'm working on it. But we will get this completely fixed. Everything's fixable. Okay, what do we want to make the loops out of? Actually, I think if we tea stained this, if we tea stained, oh no, where did my thing go? Where'd my side video go? Bring it back. There it is. There we go. Okay. If we take this, which is just, I took the boning out of it, and we tea stain it, so that way it is the color of this. I think that would be a really pretty and elegant hold for the lacing. And it's strong. Like this, there's no way you're like tearing that apart. And I'll put some boning in there so that way it will not, you'll use the dress to support it. These ties and the boning will be supporting it. So that way we won't have any more tears. Oh, I should have taken a picture of this. show the defects of it. Let me take a picture right quick. Hey guys, if you're joining, we are working on making a corset out of a broken zipper. Go back to my Chrome. There we go. Okay. I want to make sure I get a picture of that before I fix it. Okay. Let me angle this differently so I can see. Hardest thing about being live is making sure y'all can see everything I'm doing. Okay. So we need to make sure that this right here where it's torn, that we seal that up with some boning just to make sure that it doesn't rip on her, because we want to have fun at prom and we want to dance at prom and we don't want to have our butt showing, because that's embarrassing and I certainly don't want that to happen to her. I want her to have the time of her life at her senior prom. Okay. So I think we're gonna bring, that means we're gonna bring the corset down lower. That doesn't mean her booty's gonna show, because what we'll do is we'll kind of pre-close this up here, so that way it can't come on tight all the way down to her booty. But we're gonna lower where this is. You can see that. We're gonna just lower where that zipper started, about 3 inches. I love this song. I've got my Spotify shared on in the comments with everyone but Instagram. Sorry, Instagram. If y'all want to listen to what my work music that I'm listening to in the music moment. I'd play it for everybody, but I don't want to interrupt all of them. Hi, kitty kitties. Let's see. This color. I'll take these two. Ooh, look at that. My eye for thread has gotten so good over the last year. I'm very proud of that weird random skill. Okay, so what I think we need to do first, pull this back. So we can put the boning in. I'll try not to cut myself. I need like a finger guard right here. I don't know how many times I've taken the scalpel and okay. Yeah, perfect. Forgot where my pins were. Okay. Okay, and with this thread, you're not going to be able to see it. So I'm going to go ahead and make the envelopes for the boning out of this. But first, we need a tea stain. So let me go make some tea. so like literally when I say tea stain, here's the tea I've just made. And we're going to stain this to match this ivory part right here. I will show you guys that in just a second. Gotta let the tea steep. Okay. Take the scalpel away. Oh, I'm gonna take these bra cups out for that. Yes, because those bra cups are just like the last time. Let's see what these bra cups look like. I know they're the exact same. What is this? What is this? Like, whose boobs look like this? I'm gonna start writing letters and tweeting all these companies who are using these garbage cups. Like, even one of my favorite bridal companies who makes great bridesmaids dresses and wedding dresses, like, they use these. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? Nobody's boobs are shaped like this. Garbage. Okay, we're gonna put pretty boobs. That sounds weird. We're gonna put pretty bra cups in when she gets it. When she comes to do her second fitting. That'll be easy, but at least they're out, so. Ay, ay, ay. Look, it already looks better. Ew. Okay. Okay, that's done. Let me clear my space here so we can tea stain. Stay hydrated. Okay. I brought a clear glass so you guys can see this. Yes, look at my mouse pad. Isn't it lovely? I love my mouse pad. This is one of my favorite things. I love her so much. Okay. Put the zipper up. I try to salvage every single thing I can from the dresses I alter. And usually, if it's like, this is a zipper, so I usually give a credit. So like if I took a zipper, then I'll put like, take $1 off something. Because that's usually what wholesale zippers cost. So I don't just take your stuff, I pay you for it. Vice versa, if I replace something, we're gonna use a screwdriver for this. If I replace something, and then keep what you originally had on there, then I don't charge you usually for the new thing. Unless it was real high, fancy fangled. Okay. I'm afraid this glass is gonna break. Let me go cool this down right quick. I just don't think it's shatterproof glass. We want ivory. Okay, here we go. Yay, and it didn't break. Okay, so here's our tea. This is the chemistry side of me coming out here. Okay, here's our tea. And it is literally, it's called PG Tips tea. Like, it's the tea that snobby British people drink. And it's really good. It's a reason. It's breakfast tea, and this is what we're gonna do it with. Okay. So I'm gonna dye this whole thing because I'm gonna probably end up using this whole thing because I don't just make loops and like sew them. I make the loops, but I leave it in one continuous strand for strength. Okay. So let's see. Pretty close. Okay, if you can see that. You can see the color change already. Okay, here we go. We're gonna try to get a nice even dip. I feel like I should be wearing an apron because I don't want to try to get the tea out of this dress. This poor dress already had to deal with coffee stains last time we went to Medieval Times. Doesn't need tea on top of it. Okay. Oh, I love this episode of Bluey. I have Bluey playing. Go figure. Okay. Alright, we've got an apron. I've got a towel. Got a drink. Okay, so we're not going to leave this in here very long. The longer you leave it in the tea, the darker it's going to dye it. And we don't want it dark. We're wanting it just an ivory color. Okay. And tea is a great dye because it's just an additive. It doesn't change the chemical structure of what you're working with. I mean, I'm sure it's maybe something okay. With most fabrics, it's just the tea is sitting inside the fabric. It's not wearing the fabric down. So it's not going to change the strength, which is awesome. Okay. So here we go. Tea. And then we're going to drop it in there. Give it a good squish. Okay, now, this is not a one and done thing. Squeeze that all out. Okay, and now we're just going to dry it off a little bit. Okay, see, we're already got some nice depth of color with that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, it doesn't need much more, is a quick dunk. So essentially you can take it out, look at it, put it back in as many times as it takes. Like, but this is the darkest it's gonna get. It's only gonna be as dark as how much tea is in here because you're putting the tea particles in here. Okay, so you need a higher concentration of tea particles if you want it to be smaller. I mean, smaller, darker. So more tea bags if you want it to be darker. And then you can also use coffee. Coffee's like going balls out. Like, you gotta really want it because it's gonna die really fast, but it smells good. Okay, here we go. Just a quick dip. And we want to get it all, we want to squeeze all the moisture out because if we leave some in there, it'll darken. Okay. Put that to the side. Oh, it's so close. Yes. Okay, that looks great. So now I'm just laying it out. Picking up any excess moisture because we don't want it to set and dry in there. And there we go. There's our tea stained corset. Now, I'm gonna let it fully dry and then I'll steam it or iron it, whatever I want to. This is not going to waste. We're gonna put this in a plant because plants like tea. So I'm gonna go put this in a plant baby really quick. Hi, Red and Donnie. What are you doing, baby boy? What are you doing? Hi. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Okay. There we go. So plants are fed on top of this being the right color. So now we're just going to hang this up. You want it to have a lot of surface area exposed. Like, the more you can get exposed to the air, the better. Don't just... Because the problem is if you leave it in a wad where the moisture collects, it's going to get darker. So you want it to dry pretty evenly so you have even color. So let me go find a place to hang this out. I think we're going to do it in the shower. Now I can take my apron off. What? There we go. Open my hair back. What? Oh, I love Gretchen thing, but they're difficult sometimes. Okay. Okay. Sorry, Gretchen's hair fell off, and I had to fix her bangs. She likes them emo bangs. Oh my gosh, Candle. Okay, so we're gonna get the dress back out, and what we'll do is we'll just set it up to the point where we sew in the straps, and then we'll be done with this for now, because I can only do so much at the moment, because I need to see how it is going to lay before I can do the other steps. But biggest thing is done. We took the silly bra cups out, which are asinine and crazy, so that's done. Now we're just going to do the first steps of the corset, building the foundation, so that way, particularly since this is a knit and it's a relatively open weave knit, meaning there's not as many threads and strands as we would like, so we're going to reinforce that, and it's going to sit on the table. Beautiful. Okay. How do I put the tools on the bottom of the shelf? Or bottom of the shelf? Sorry, I'm looking at this as being like, should I do a grommet one? Grommets are strong. I haven't gotten to a grommet one yet. No, it's too distracting. Okay, so we need boning, and we are making the boning casing ourselves, so we don't need that. These are my favorite projects because I get to be creative. I'm having all these cool ideas. Okay, if you don't know, this is boning. There's different kinds of boning. There's cheapo plastic boning, which I've used. I don't love it, but it's really helpful with white. Like if you're doing bridals, it doesn't show. Ugh. I like it, except for you have to like steam it and like mold it to get in the shape. This is a very flexible but very strong boning. I prefer to sew with it. It doesn't eat my needles. Very traditional plastic boning, like you're gonna break at least 3 or 4 needles putting it in there, particularly if you're doing something like, I'll show you. This has 30 pieces of boning in it. So this is a full corset, and each of these little ridges is a boning, and that's all plastic boning because that's all I had back in October. And it's great. It holds you up. It's not super comfortable. It's more comfortable than a bra. Like I will advocate for that before I advocate for like underwire. Because that's not, for me, it's not comfortable. It hurts my ribs. And I'm a very sensory person. So, that is not my jam. If it's yours, it's fine. Okay, I I gotta clear my table. Oh, Willie set off the motion sensor. Willie! No! Willie! Willie, dresses are like catnip to Willie. He wants to lay on them. No. No. They're not your... This is not... If it's my dress, I'll let you lay on it. But this is not my dress. Not everyone enjoys a coating of Willie on their dress. Okay, come here. We'll go put you in your spot. I know. I put all my to-be-cut stuff on your spot. Okay, here you go. Here you go. Willie's my old man cat. I love him. He's our grumpy old man. Okay. Here you go, Bubba. You want me to turn your electric blanket on? Yes, he has an electric blanket because I have no I have no biological children. And so I don't have to spend money on anything but cats. But my stepdaughter and my granddog I spoil like crazy. Because I can. Okay. There. Willie is satisfied. Stay over there, Willie. You heard me say his name. Okay, don't want to lose this fucking eye. I need a tiny crow jar for over here. Just to have my doodads in until I finish and can clean up. We'll use this for now. If you find like little random plates that, like this one's like silver, but like no one my age does that. So like the older people in our building, as they're decluttering, they just put this in the hall for someone to grab. If you can find stuff like this at like Goodwill, if you're getting into sewing, if you can get it for $1 or $2, I have like 10 different size plates and bowls. They're really helpful when you're doing multiple projects because all the little pieces, like your bobbin and your thread and hooks and eyes and little things, you just sit them on here and you can put them to the side and you don't lose them. Particularly when you have cats. Who will bat things off. Yes, you can lick the tea jar. Okay. Let's get this first part finished. We'll just work on stabilizing the corset today. Since I got the bra cups out and that wasn't a nightmare. That's a 50-50. Because you never know if you're going to have an easily accessible bodice or not. And if you just got on, feel free to ask me questions. I'm working on my alterations first, and then I'm going to start cutting my projects for this month. But feel free to ask me sewing questions. Feel free to ask me business questions. Feel free to ask me philosophy and life questions. Those are my favorite questions. Earlier we were talking about budgeting and admin for your creative business. But I'm happy to talk about just about anything. Talking helps me work, so feel free to ask questions. My sewing machine doesn't like full bottoms. It always kicks them out when they're like 3 piece full. Okay. She's a good machine, so she gets whatever she wants. If you're interested, my main machine's name is Merida. Both after the main character from Brave, which is why she's sitting on top of my sewing machine. Sorry, Instagram. There you go. But also Merida in Mexico, which is, oh my gosh, like the last week I've been aching to go to Merida. I love it so much. People are amazing. Like, it truly feels like it's like the best of all my travels. It's the very like laid back and not like not in a rush, not worried about like the aesthetics of things or being posh. It's like the beautiful parts of like India that I experienced. But all the very community centeredness that I found in Germany and in Spain and Scotland. Which we are going to Scotland in the summer for the wedding. Well, for the wedding ceremony. I'm excited. I've been to Scotland several times, but that is my other soul's home because the people are amazing there. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna do just an establishing stitch here. I also like to talk about travel, so if you like to talk about travel, ask me questions. I've been to several places. Happy to talk about it. Haven't been anywhere in a while because we started 2 businesses, so our money is not exactly liquid, but we still plan on traveling as much as possible once we can get some opportunities elsewhere. That's Bean if you're on Instagram. Say hi everybody, Bean. Bean's our street cat. Alejandro found him over by the Standard Times almost 2 years ago. And he's much like me. Doesn't know how to relax, and he just does what you just saw him doing. He just walks the perimeter and makes sure everybody's okay. He's a good mama hen. I love the way knits work with formals, but man, if you don't have a high quality knit, it's gonna fall apart on you really fast. Knits are more forgiving. They're gonna give you a better form figure. But it does require you to have a really nice knit. But that does not mean things cannot be done to fix not great quality knits. Oof. I need to put an ice pack inside my dress. Just kidding. That'd be funny. Okay. I need to see this so I can mirror it. Did I get that fold? No, I missed that fold. Make sure this looks mirrored on both sides. Take this a little wider because I really want to get all of that tear into the corset so that way none of that is being pressured. This is why I like sewing. Nothing is the same, and everything is usually takes some type of problem solving and creativity, which I greatly enjoy. Let me make sure I put a stop there. show you what I mean by stop. Okay. So I know you can't see it super well. I should get a laser pointer to show you guys things. That'd be smart. I have one somewhere. Okay. So this piece here, Instagram, I'll show you in a second. If you can see, there's a little, like right here, my fingernail's right above it. There's a little spot where I ran over several times with the sewing machine. Basically what happens is if worst case scenario happens and pressure does get put on the bottom of the corset, like I'm gonna split this and open it. If pressure does get put here, this stop is not letting it continue to put pressure on this seam. So that way it's not gonna just bust open on her. Which is what we want to prevent all the time. I love this song. If anyone's listening to the Spotify playlist that I linked, this is the playlist I made to go along with Neon Gods when I was reading it. So good. It's a very dopamine heavy playlist. Let me compare the two here. I think I need to go a little wider on the top here. So that's going to serve as kind of a stay stitch, but it's also going to give me a guide for when I put the boning in and I use the lining and this front piece as a casing for the boning. I think the plan for this one is to do a lot of the prep work today, do the hem and put the straps in tomorrow. Thursday, fix the strap and make the panel, which I'm so excited about because I have a great idea. But I'm not going to share it. I want it to be a surprise. Okay, I really think we need to serge this to be completely safe. So what I'm thinking is we're gonna just use this, double it over, put our boning in. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm just worried about this. I don't want this. I don't know. I'm afraid my serger will eat it. Okay. Let me see if I can zigzag stitch it. Willie, you stay over there, sir. Willie. Over there. He's looking away from me on purpose. Hey! What? No. Yeah, show all of Instagram your booty. I'm sure that's what Instagram wanted to see. All the willy butt. Okay. That's what we do for our cats. They support me mentally and I put up with their shenanigans. Okay, we're gonna try to zigzag stitch this closed. Just so when I fold it over, it's not misbehaving. We're gonna have to do it this way though. basically I'm just kind of making a lattice. Sorry, sometimes I don't know how to talk except for survival training. So we're making like a lattice kind of netting on top of the tear to stabilize it, so that way when it's turned over and sewn, it's not continuing to pull and make that stretch bigger. In fact, I think what we're gonna do is do what we did at the bottom of the corset. Okay, there we go. Perfect. I'll show you guys. That looks really good. And you can't see it, which is the great thing. Okay. So basically, if you can see this, is I've made this lattice right here that will now pull on itself, rather than pulling right here, which is where the tear is. Oh, trying to show Instagram. There you go. See, I've made this kind of like a wall of thread that will prevent it. Now, I can't just leave that, because if this alone is all that's holding it together, it's just going to recreate the next hole beside it. So we're going to fold this over so that way, one, you can't see it, and two, that lattice is holding it on both sides, and it's completely supported by that boning. Willie! Am I just not paying enough attention to you, my little love? Is that why you keep showing your booty to all of Instagram? Okay, I'm sorry. Say hi, everybody. My name is Willie, and I'm an anxiously attached kitty. He's big. Oh, he's a big cat. Okay, there you go. Stay right there. You can come over here when we start cutting. No, that doesn't mean walk around. You're being a naughty boy. Willie. Get. Back over there. Get. Back, child. Ugh, Willie. We're gonna have to compromise, aren't we? This is what happens every single time. Here. Willie, look. You big turd. There. Lord. Willie's making me very patient when I have kids. You're welcome. Alright, it's almost time to get Henny Penny out. Okay. We're going to stick the boning up in this nice little fold that they've given us here. So that way it doesn't poke her. Because being poked by boning is a unique experience, but it's not a fun experience. Ow. It's much like being poked by pins, which I'm surprised I'm not numb to at this point. I'm emotionally numb. Okay. Actually wondering if 2 pieces of boning would be better. This is such a loose weave. We'll see. check the temperature. Nope, that's right. I need the wind. I need the wind. The wind, yeah. I need the. Oops, we're still on. I need the fan that's in the bedroom. Willie, are you quality inspecting? I don't know where I would be if Willie wasn't there to judge what I was doing. Sorry, guys. It's both in sewing and in life. Willie is the person that wakes me up every morning and tells me to feed him and stop and take breaks. And whenever the cats need something, Willie is there. Oh, sorry, Instagram will move y'all. There you go. But we love the Willie. We love him just the way he is. Lining is getting caught up in the machine. Woo, does that look good? What do you think, Willie? Do you approve? Oh, now you're not gonna look. Fine. Ooh, does that look nice? Oh yeah. And all those tears we can see are just kind of taking care of themselves. If you ever buy something that has a defect, please don't blame yourself or think that there's something wrong with you because you bought something that was defective. That is primarily what I spend my days working on, is items that were defective. Most companies are getting the cheapest materials they can and paying people the least they can, which means they don't have great training or equipment. And on top of that, the materials that are being made are completely subpar because the majority of manufacturers are focusing on profiting, not making quality products. Which I get why, because we live in a society that money is the only way to survive. But if we were to move away from that, we could focus on making good things, not crap money. Just what I try to do. I try not to focus on the money because I'm very privileged to not have to worry about that. So I try to pass that on to other people. Just patching up some little holes that finished. Oops. Now we'll do the other side. By the way, if you're on watching this morning, Macy picked up her dress and she loved it. It was such an easy fix. I love it when bridal dresses are easy fixes. Okay, we'll put this in this little pocket. The no poke zone, if you will. Oh, except for I'm putting that on the wrong side. It's like, why is the lining hanging out right there? If you can see Willie, he's standing very stoically. I'm sorry, Willie. Sorry I got to work. Oh, I'm not sorry I got to work. I like doing this. I'm sorry our life cannot just be hanging out, Willie. I wish it could. But your mama would be bored to death, and that's never good for mama. She needs stimulation for her understimulated brain. Ow! Poked myself again. And yes, it is a requirement when you're sewing to make faces at whatever you're sewing. Hey, all my pins are gone. Willie, go get Henny. If you go get her, I'll get you a steak. I'll make you a whole grass-fed, whatever the top tier steak is. I don't eat steak. This is Henny. She is my pin chicken. I love her. She's called Henny Penny because it's punny. Oh. Whenever it posts it, if something posts to Facebook, it makes the sound that my mic has come on. I'm like, that isn't, why is this fine? I'm gonna tuck this part under. Just make sure that that supports that torn part. Everything is fixable. There are no problems. There are only puzzles. Even when things are already cut, there's always options. Take your blanket. Take it. Oh, got a back cramp. Oh. Yeah, go back to your spot. I turned your heating pad on. Go lay on it. Oh, he's gonna go get some water. We're just gonna go inspect for water. To make sure it's got cross-directional support. Okay, so now I'll show you all what's been done so far. Now we can see that we've taken the part that was torn, and now we've created this boning that's holding it. Sorry, forgot you can't see. Created this boning that's holding it in place. And on top of that, what we're going to do is we're going to put the lacing in when it's dry tomorrow, and then we're going to sew the lining back to this top and sew this together. And that's going to, I'm probably going to put another piece of boning here just to help distribute weight even more. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow for all the stress to be distributed between the laces, the boning, and the lining, rather than being on this really loose knit that's not going to hold that. So we are looking good. Those are sealed. So here we are today. This is as far as we're going today. We took out the bra cups. Those are gone. We'll put some new ones in when she comes in. And then we will see, theirs was the tear right there that you can see. It was right there. And that was like all you could see in the back. But now, from the front, you can't see it. Which, is the goal. Okay. So now that looks really good. And tomorrow, what we'll do is we'll take the dry lacings, iron them out, and then weave them in there nice and pretty. And then we'll finish this up, and then on the back side we'll work on the hem, pull this off, make a panel, and fix the strap, which is the back. So this is all for this Mia's dress today. Lots of good work done despite Willie's best efforts to throw us off course. I heard on TikTok this awesome lady that I follow from Britain say that 80% of the work is prep work. And that's actually quite true. When you do the prep work, the rest of it's not great if it holds it off. It's only when you try to get to the end first. Okay. Let me take my headphones off real quick. Fix my hair. Okay, so let me clean up. Then I'm going to take a restroom break. We're going to take our 5-minute break. I need my sign that says 5-minute break. As I throw that on the ground. This is gonna have to do for today. I'll make a nicer one later. Oh, if only this Sharpie worked. Okay, all the colors that will not show up on light. Paper that was have right now. I have homework from last year. I'm not even college anymore. There we go. What is keeping you together? I ask myself the same question. There we go. Oh, as I stabbed myself. My pain body's going off apparently. I'll make a more elegant sign when I come back. This is what we got for now. Okay. I'm gonna put it right here. Oh my gosh, Willie's back. There we go. Oh, brother, I was looking for the iPad and it's on freaking Instagram. Duh. Okay. Oh, this room's sweating. The woes of emo makeup. Okay, Instagram. Oh, we're going to TikTok. See you later. My wig's falling off. There we go. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. I promise we'll have better break signs tomorrow. As well as my timer, which I'm not sure where he went. Oh. I'm just talking into the void. Oh, hang on. There we go. Okay, move Willie's blanket, because that's done. Recoup here. Ah, yes, I know. We said Willie, and now you're here. You're like Beetlejuice, but I don't have to say your name once. I have to think your name when you're here. I'm just kidding. I love you. I love you, Willie! You're the cat's pajamas. Even though you're bossy. You are. You're very bossy. Hi, Bean. Are you chasing my dress? I commented on my aunt's very xenophobic anti-Islam Facebook post, called her out on it. I'm just waiting for my phone to light up for my parents. But I don't care. I'm tired of ignoring and pretending that any type of hate mongering is okay. Whether it's my family talking to me, or my family talking to anyone else, or just people saying ignorant things in general. If you're not prepared to defend it, don't post it. The ironic thing of the millennials being educated and Gen Z being educated is older generations weren't prepared for that. Quit showing people your booty. Okay. What you thinking about? I'm thinking about you, cutie. Knock, knock. Moma's here. I get back with you, Ellie.